Hi everyone, today I'll start with a quote which has made me so much thoughtful. And before I just utter that particular quote, I'll ask that there are numerous moments or events we think that why is something happening to us, respectively, or to anyone. I just want to say that, or all I mean is that whatever event is happening in our life, why is it happening? And when we can't see or we something especially which is unexpected, that makes us quite confused or sometimes worried. So there was a philosopher whose name was Carl Jung, right? Once he said, until you make the unconscious conscious, until you make the conscious unconscious. I will repeat again. First word is unconscious. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it a fate. And this happens that maybe this is the only thing is in my fate, my destiny, right? And we just leave it to the destiny and then we move forward. But we never try to understand that why has something happened to me. So this quote, if I would request any one of you here, any one of you, if you wants to add on something, then please add on. Like if something hits your mind and then something is crossing your mind, or any event in your life which has happened uh, exactly as per your expectation, or sometimes uh, exactly not what you have expected from any, if at any point of your life, something like that. Anyone? So, okay, I'll add on one example. There are several times for let's talk about my professional thing. So there was a work, and I used to I have been thinking, that time since morning I had been thinking that I will do something, uh, that particular work in that particular way, and when the time came, that work was already shifted to someone else, and I was not aware that why that has happened, right? And later on I just tried reflecting upon that, and then I realized that 2 days back, 3 days back, I had thought similar thing, that what if this thing got shifted to anyone else. So at that moment, whatever I thought, that got manifested. So somewhere I do think that conscious, that that unconscious thought, has, that they became quite conscious, and then that got manifested. So this is something which I would say, and this is still is making me quite I would say so much thoughtful. Every time I read this quote, every time I think of this particular quote, I get into, I just keep contemplating on something, and then I just keep thinking. So I'll not take that much time, and I'll just move forward with the role of Sergeant at Arms. And today's meetings, Sergeant at Arms, the role will be played by me, and I welcome all of you at the online meeting of Toastmaster Club of Lucknow. This is our 219th meeting, and the club mission is to provide a conducive, supportive, and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. General directions for online sessions. Ensure that you are logged in with your correct name. It will help us to identify you easily. All speakers, role takers are requested to add the name of their role next to their name. All the guests are requested to prefix guest before the name. It can be done by clicking the participants tab to rename yourself. Know when your camera is on and avoid doing any activity that may distract the speaker. Please mute your microphone except when it's your turn to speak to avoid background noises from interrupting the meeting. Please unmute your microphone and start your video when the Toastmaster of the day or the table topics master asks you to do so. Let the host and co-hosts handle all the controls of this meeting. Sergeant at Arms guidelines refrain from speaking about religion, sex, and politics in a derogatory manner. Avoid intersecting the speaker when he or she is delivering a speech, evaluation, or report. Avoid conversations in chat publicly when someone is speaking, as it may distract anyone who is speaking. Please raise your hand to volunteer for the uh, table topics session to speak. And look out for the green, yellow, and red colored cards on the screen. That will help. That will be displayed by the timer and at the appropriate times. At the end of the every segment, please cast your ballot when the host displays the polls on the screen. That was all from the Sergeant at Arms. Now I would request someone on the stage who is the president of the Toastmaster Club of Lucknow, who hails from Shahjahanpur, UP, and he works as an investment banker, and he loves to watch cricket, football, and listen to music. So I would request everyone to welcome him with a thunderous round of applause. Toastmaster Nikhil, today's presiding officer, please come on the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj, for the introduction and kicking off the meeting as the Sergeant at Arms. I would like to welcome each and every participant present in this meeting to the 219th meeting of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. Thank you so much for taking out time to be here and participating in terms of the role players as well. Thank you so much. And as the norm goes, I would like to request all the people who are present here for the very first time to please, help us with a brief introduction about yourself before we move forward. Starting with Toastmasters Ishan.
A very good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. In today's meeting, my role is of the R counter. The purpose of the R counter is to look for words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pause
Uh,
filler.
Toastmasters Ishan,
Mhm.
uh, you will be asked to give the
Oh,
introduction of the role player
okay, I
later.
don't have
Let
to
us
introduce
start that.
the purpose of
Yeah,
the
just
role.
a
I have to introduce
brief about yourself,
all right. I'm
just
so
so
sorry
that we
for
can
the
get to know
confusion.
you better.
Yeah, sure. I'm from the wonderful city of Prayagraj. My full name is Syed Muhammad Zishan Rizvi, and I currently am pursuing Bachelor's of Technology from United College of Engineering Research in Computer Science Engineering. I have completed my intermediate and high school from Boys High School and college. And other than that, my passion is gardening and reading books, and my only, like you can say, aim of life is to provide all the things to my parents the way they have provided me throughout my life. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you, Toastmasters Ishan. Those were just, few very wise and lovely statements that I just heard from you. And all the best to you in achieving your aim. And next up, we have Toastmaster Bharat. Toastmaster Bharat, a brief, quick introduction about yourself, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Bharat Agrawal. I am from Kanpur Toastmasters Club. So for me, currently I am pursuing MBA, and beside that, I love to play badminton, running, be it any sports. I used to go everywhere, be it cricket, sport, football, and from a aggressive in very sports, but also I love to do meditation to be calm. My day starts with a meditation and end with meditation only. That's from my side.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat. Toastmaster Abhay. Toastmaster Abhay, are you there? Okay. Okay. Anyway, so we can move forward. Although Toastmaster Prerna is here, but I understand she's this week and she's more of a regular face with Toastmasters of Club of Lucknow. So we'll skip her introduction and probably when the evaluator introduces her, we'll get to know about her. So in the interest of time, we'll move forward and so talking about the theme of today's meeting, Toastmaster Suraj yet again has come up with another very interesting theme for this meeting. That is, life begins at the edge. So I am not sure what exactly he's going to talk about, but the impression that I get from this title is that probably there are multiple times when we are treading a path and then we hit a dead end when we feel that things that our journey has ended or there's no solution to a problem, there's no way forward, and suddenly we see ray of hope, probably like light at the end of the tunnel, and then suddenly things change. So that is what I get as the first impression for today's meeting, and I have faced such situations in my life, and by the blessings of God, I have managed to come out of such situations, and I'm looking forward to hear more from Toastmaster Suraj on this. And with that, I would like to introduce our Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting, Toastmaster Suraj, who has been, I can say, the backbone of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow for as the VP head, not for just this term, but as well as the previous term. And he's represented Toastmasters Club of Lucknow at different levels both in speech contest as well as in both evaluation speech contest as well as table topic contest. Uh, he hails from the state of Bihar, and he's someone who loves to speak, who loves to interact with people, and a lot of knowledge that he has to share, which every now and then I get to hear from him, and hopefully we'll get to uh, take some benefit out of that today as well. Over to you, Toastmaster Suraj.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil. A sincere gratitude to you for appreciating me. And yes, life begins at the edge. Don't you think that we are on the edge where 2025 is like ending and again the new year will be commencing? And before I again move forward, I would like to wish you all a very happy World Meditation Day. Someone I heard Toastmaster Bharat loves meditating. So I also fall in the same category, right? And there are numerous types of meditation, and I love to meditate. I really uh, love to be in the trance and at the state when our mind has zero thought. That's a very difficult state, and that happens too when you are on the edge, right? Though that when you are at the edge, you will have numerous thoughts. You will have numerous thoughts, and that can be negative, that can be positive, but most of the time that will be negative. And if you let those negative thoughts overwhelm, there is chances that you will have to step back. There is chances that you will have to give up. There is chances that something will stop you from doing whatever you want to do. And in everyone's life, and in my life too, I have seen myself on the edge several times. And when you just look forward, sometimes it looks scary, sometimes it's quite confusing, sometimes it is very much overwhelming, right? And you feel like that everything is just finished and nothing is going to happen. But what if you just think that no, the life is possible? Exactly, right? There are so many goals we might have, most of us, and even some of us would have set in 2024 that we will achieve it in 2025. And now, when the December is going to end along with 2025, we might think that there are so many goals which have remained unfinished, right? Unachieved. Then definitely what to do. So wait. Again, whatever emotions that might generate inside you, do not let it generate, right? I know you are on the edge, but on the other side of the edge, there is 2026 where you can take actions. Today's theme is all around one of my recent experience of bungee jumping. And whatever lessons that one jump has taught me, I think that can reflect in every aspect of my life. And that has already, right? Whatever I used to experience before that jump, whatever I'm experiencing after that jump, there is lot of positive spike, I can say, in terms of attitude, right? So I will just show you how did I look at the edge, right? I'll just show you, right? I'll show you my expression, right? Later on, I will talk what happened at that time, right? I'll not run the video right now, but I just want to show you that who was I. Can you see? No, you can't see my face. Okay. Can you see how like confused, scary, and like it's the face tells you everything, you know. And this was the one of the most scariest moments of my life. And these two guys were like, I will come upon that once again, right? And till the time I just wanted to show you that how confused, how dreadful I was at this edge, right? And being on this edge is worthful for me, one of the best moment of 2025, I would say, right? So uh, one thing, what I have figured out in 2025 is 2F, right? F square, I can say, fear and flaws. If we adopt an attitude of finding our own flaws and finding our own fear, and then we once we start working upon that, then we will automatically start our life bettering more and more. Definitely life will be better as soon as we find out our 10 flaws, right? Whether it's public speaking, whether it's wherever I lack, right? Learning anything, any skills, anything, definitely that will help. So there are 3 to 4 lessons which I have learned from this particular jump, and that can be correlated by anyone's life, that can be seen in my life too in further. But before that, I would like to tell you the general structure of the Toastmaster meeting. And there are 3 segments of any Toastmaster meeting. In the very first segment, we have prepared a speech segment where speakers come with prepared speech and they deliver their speeches. Second segment, the most quite funny and quite interesting, that is table topics session, and where table topic master will give you topic, and you are most welcome to speak up that on that topic, express yourself. And third segment, as the going says, that feedback is the breakfast of champions, and all the Toastmasters, always look for that. So in the third and the last segment, we will have this feedback session where we will get to know that what are the areas where we do need to work upon, and where we learn lots of things. Now I would like to request someone on the stage who is pursuing MBA in finance and carries a lot of patience, right? As he can watch candle burning twice. That's quite interesting to me. And he also enjoys playing badminton, and he is a meditative person, I can say. And so today's day is, of course, it belongs to him because he loves meditation, and this is World Meditation Day. So I would request none other than Toastmaster Bharat Agarwal on the stage for playing up the role of general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj, for introducing me. And literally, I was not knowing that today is the World Meditation Day. So, general evaluator role. You know why we all are here. Anyone from the room?
Yes, learning communication, practicing communication.
Yes. Learning. Learning from by which? We will learn by improving. By it's if someone is telling feedback, we will learn from that. So we all are here for improvement, be it in table topics, be in speeches, or be in overall structure of the meeting. So today my role will be to judge each and everyone from start of the meeting to the end of the meeting, to observe the structure, and how each one of you can improve in the Toastmasters. But let me clarify, this is a big task to take each and everyone responsibilities, that how the R's and M's, the grammarian role, the timer role. For that, I have a tag team for it. Starting with the role of a timer, a person who is a guide to me, who has recently guided so much and with a very calm nature. She is, and she is a person who is done psychology, done in masters, psychology in masters and English. Please help me welcoming Toastmaster Manvi on the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat, for that specific introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Every hour has its own importance, and don't wait for the right time because using every minute is what the timer role will help you with today. Being the timer of the meeting, I'll be responsible for keeping the meeting in time. Along with that, I'll be helping you all with the timing cards. For today's prepared speech session, the first speaker, the time limit is 15 to 20 minutes. I will show the green card at 15 minutes, yellow card at 17 minutes, and red card at 20 minutes. For the speech session, please note 30 seconds on the both sides. The grace period of 30 seconds is there on the both sides. Coming to the second session, that is the table topic session. The time limit for the table topic speakers is 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show the green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute, 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. Please note the grace period of 30 seconds in the table topic is only on the above side. That means anyone who speaks for minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minute 30 seconds will be qualified. Coming to the third session, wherein evaluators will be delivering the evaluation. The time limit for the evaluators will be 2 to 3 minutes, wherein the green card will be shown at 2 minutes, the yellow card will be shown at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card will be shown at 3 minutes. Again, in the evaluation session, the grace period of 30 seconds will be on both the sides. I'll be presenting my report whenever the journal evaluator calls upon. That was all from my side as the timer of the meeting. The stage is all yours, Toastmaster Bharat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi, for the clear and well structured timing of be it speaker, be it evaluator, or the table topics. Thanks, Toastmaster Manvi. Now, coming to the next, the person who will be the grammarian teacher who used to pinch our uses of grammar in the today's meeting. So we have a person who is an investment banker who loves playing badminton, football, and cricket, like me. like seems like a sport person, and he is also the president of our club. Please help me welcoming Toastmaster Nikhil, a grammarian of today's evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat, General Evaluator Toastmaster Bharat. And as the grammarian, my responsibility for today's role would be to listen carefully to the language usage of all the members and participants, uh, make note of effective word usages and phrase usages, at the same time, gently pointing out wrongful usage of grammar and of grammatical errors and misused expressions. As the grammarian for today's meeting, I have put in the chat box the word of the day as well as the phrase of the day for today's meeting. I would encourage all the members present here to please try to use the word of the day and phrase of the day throughout the meeting as much as possible. Word of the day for today's meeting is leverage. That means using resources, insights, or relationships to maximize impact. The example, let's think about how we can leverage existing client relationships instead of building everything from scratch. The phrase of the day is raise the bar, which means increase the standards of quality, performance, or expectations. Example, this meets the requirement, but let's raise the bar on insights so the output reflects our expertise. Those are the word of the day and phrase of the day, and I encourage everyone to please give a thumbs up as and when any member uses any of them, the be it the word of the day or phrase of the day. I will be presenting my report at the end of this meeting when called up upon by the general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Bharat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. Now, Toastmaster Nikhil is a English language teacher that we hates in our school. But today he will be raising our bar by delivering our language that we use. Now coming to the next role, we have a role of a R counter. A R counter role is a role that makes us to make a use of less uses of the. But to hold this session, we have Mohammad Jishan, a person who is pursuing computer science engineering, a person who loves gardening and reading books, and his strength is family and friends. Please help me welcoming Toastmaster Jishan on the stage.
Thank you so much, Master Bharat. A very good afternoon, a very good evening to all the Toastmasters and dear guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pause filler by anyone who speaks. During this meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including er. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase like I, or this means, this means. I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions and will be delivering my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you so much. Back to you, general evaluator Toastmaster Bharat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dishan, for giving a brief intro about R counter. So basically, R counter roles help us when we are talking to someone or giving speeches, like anyone is having a conversation with bosses or boyfriend or girlfriend. He must be very nervous. He uses what to reply. So that if you uses the less number of awesome, the more quality will be speeches. So it's directly inversely proportional. Thank you, Toastmaster Dishan, for giving introduction of our counter. So feedback is a bridge between where you want to be and where you are. That's my role. I will be noting each and everything, be it a small hindered or a large hindered. I will be taking a note of each and everything. I will be evaluating each and every participant in the enthusiasm, preparation, how the presentation has been done, and observations. That's my role. to evaluate and give feedback at the end of the meeting when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Suraj, back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat, for beautifully curating your role and assigning the roles of and introducing all the tag role players. Thank you so much. And moving forward, how did I reach at that edge? What made me to reach at that edge where I was quite scary? So uh, it's been a few months when I realized that I do have the fear of heights, right? And then I thought that someday I will try para jumping or paragliding. Para jumping is in my bucket list. And then later on, I came to know about that there is something called bungee jumping also, right? So I thought that if it's scary, then definitely I should give it a shot. Later on YouTube or on Instagram, I came across so many reels, right, doing bungee jumping, and that made me so much motivated. And I had thought a few stunt, right, that I will go at the that stage and I'll run and then I'll jump, right? But as soon as I signed the waiver form, right, my legs were shaking. My legs already started shaking. And when I was at the base of that platform, I looked at the point from where I was about to jump. And then my legs shaking got more intense. I stopped watching, right? Then I went at that point, and from there, when I saw downwards, my heartbeat was already high, so much high. And there was something inside me already started telling me that, Suraj, pull back, just go back because it's too scary. But when the briefing was being given, I was along with one of my colleagues was there. So he was at my right side, and I was like, he will be going first, so I will be going second. So I was quite relieved, and I was having so much strength from his, but by the way, he was also quite nervous and terrified. But that guy started giving me the briefing, and his first briefing was, guys, he was like, guys, the first rule is do not use your brain. So as soon as he said that, I just thought that this rule, I am aware about it because my profession has already taught me. So I have to be a beat professional here as well. So, and that exactly, works a lot when you do not use your brain. Because it is like, if you start using your brain, this is so high, what will happen? What my family will think if something happens, something like that. Something, see, so your mind will be flooded with so many thoughts, right? So I took his advice seriously, and and he also mentioned that don't look downwards, because I had already realized that what happens if I look downwards. So I stopped just looking downwards, and I was just looking like this, no downwards, just in front of there were some mountains, and I was just looking towards the sky and the summit of the mountains, and I didn't try to look towards downwards. And then I just went inside. But before I start the story at the edge, let's have a speech. And now I would request someone on the stage who is a biotechnologist turned into psychology enthusiast, pursuing PhD in training and development from ISTD Delhi. Keen interest lies interacting with people, making friends, and a very great human being. And I would request Toastmaster Manvi to come up on upon the stage and please introduce your speaker.
So, thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj. Today, the speaker is delivering a speech specifically of a project wherein she has to manage a question and answer session. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn and practice facilitating a Q&A session. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time so there is an adequate opportunity for the both. I am the timer only, but still I will help you with the timings. The speech length is of 15 to 20 minutes. Now, aside of what the project is, I'll even inform the audience to not get demotivated because during the question and answer session, there will be a difficult audience session as well, wherein as soon as she'll be felicitating the Q&A round, there will be people who either will be talking, will be interrupting, will be chatting, will be arguing with her, and some will be the silent type, and there might be people who might disturb her using their electronic devices. So this is an essential part of her speech, and this usually do not happen in every single speech. So guys, do not get demotivated. This is her challenge today. So that was all from my side, being the evaluator of the speaker today. The stage is all yours, Master Suraj. Okay. I believe as soon as I gave him the stage, the video turned off. No worries. I'll take it forward. To Smart Sabrina, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Beautiful. Toastmaster Prerna, lessons beyond leadership. Lessons beyond leadership, Toastmaster Prerna.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, lessons beyond leadership. What do you understand by the term leadership? Someone says that it's just a position, or I could say it's a title, or someone grasps it as the power, authority, or just ruling people giving instructions. Sometimes, when I was the initial phase, when I started as a leader, I felt the same. I felt that it's a position. The first day when I was there as a leader was back in class 12th when I became the head girl of the school. It was just like that. How can I lead some people who are not at all my friends, who are not at all, I don't know all the people in the school, but I felt like it's just a position and I own the crown as the head girl. But as soon as the day passed, I realized that leadership is much more than this. And it was really which I felt. And my journey to leadership was, I could say, growing in the exponential graph, wherein I became the head girl, then came to college where became the vice president of the student council, executive committee member in the Toastmasters, and many more volunteer roles which I did. And I could honestly say that each role taught me something new. And that something new made a new version of Toastmaster Prerna, or I could say Prerna Dwivedi, a new version of her, wherein I learned things, I made decisions, I cried, I laughed, and much more things to learn. And the very big, and I could say the first lesson which leadership taught me was that leadership is equals to people. And the first thing that was managing tasks. Doing tasks or doing your work is super duper easy, but managing people isn't. You have people wherein they have different personalities, they have different mindsets, they have different expectations from their leaders, and even though they have different emotions, how would you deal with it? I'm not at all good dealing my own emotions. How the I can't think even to deal with others' emotion. But I did it. I did it. Sometimes I cried behind the scene that I am not a good leader. Sometimes I raised my voice. Sometimes I just asked people that are you not satisfied by my leadership? And those things came up on a very big conclusion that yes, managing people is not at all easy. And there, what you require is courage. And then I understood that being a good leader requires a huge amount of courage. And then I spoke up. I started speaking. I raised my voice when the situation demanded. And sometimes people called it ego. But that was not because of my ego clash. That was because I felt some kind of responsible. I don't know if I'm such a careful person, but at those moments wherein I raised my voice, I felt that I should raise my voice because I am the leader. I am the person who is leading the group of members, and I have to react, I have to act being responsible. Deep down, I know that I'm not at all responsible, but I have to show I'm responsible. And that's what I came to a conclusion that strength, courage, and the third thing, which is patience. And patience became my leadership skill, where sometimes it was the time where people don't even listen to me. If I'm going to speak my words, they understand it all at, I could say, at all different, with different perceptions, different mindset, and some were like lazy than me. I have to motivate them and tell them that it's Prerna who's your leader and you have to be motivated because your leader is herself named motivation. And some of them told we need deadlines. And some were like me, the extroverts, who just forgets their boundaries. Once there was a case when I was talking to my best friend that I am not at all a good leader. And suddenly someone says, yes, you are right. And believe me, it was my best friend. She told me, yes, you're not a good leader because you don't set your boundaries. But for me, being a leader means being friends because if you're friends, you can do make your work done in seconds. And that's what I learned. And sometimes people say that I'm using that trick, but yes, that trick works. When you're friends with your member, not you're not dominating them, you are just listening to them and then working, the people work. And there requires a lot amount of patience. I have done many mistakes, but all the mistakes reflected to my growth. I know that I am not always right. And nobody can always be right, and nobody is perfect. Neither me nor anyone. Because we are human, and it's a human tendency to do mistakes. And second thing, when you are such a big emotional fool, how would you lead a group of people? It is though very difficult. And many times conflict. Because I am someone who has much to speak and much more ideas. But what if my members don't like my ideas? Conflict arises. And then I came to know that listening is the power. And the biggest takeaways which I took from this was when to speak, when to listen, and standing up for right. And sometimes standing up for what is right does this. Because now I'll complain, and then they'll tell me that you are complaining again and again. But was I wrong? No, because you cut my electricity. I don't know why. How could I be wrong? But they say I'm wrong. I protested for people. I led the student council when there was a protest in my college. And then I realized how big it is to speak your heart out when you're right. People dominate you. But the members who are standing behind you are willing, are expecting that yes, our leader can do this. So lots of expectations with lots and lots of burden in your head. And it is not at all easy to become a leader. And then I selfly realized that you can't be forced to become a leader. Nobody can tell you to become a leader until and unless it starts with in yourself. And then comes the conclusion that finally made a leader inside Prerna. That was, it's all about connection. It sharpened my mindset wherein I was a emotional fool and then turned to someone who can understand someone else's emotion. Builded up my emotional intelligence with a lot of confidence and self awareness. And I could say my confidence boosted up a lot, wherein I could give the confidence to my team members. And there, which comes the leadership. And sometimes being a leader is easy, but it most of the time depends on your members too. And it's you that who can make your members rely on the same point. So this was from my side. Any questions from the audience?
Of course, we do have the questions. You mentioned that you are emotional fool, but why can you say that? How can you say that? That's if someone is emotional, then he or she can be fooled. Because I do believe that if someone is emotional, that's one of the most beautiful things of that personality.
That is true, but I could say myself an emotional fool because I started crying even if someone raises their voice. I didn't have the tendency to even listen someone's high pitched voice. I was
Crying is
that
not a
sort of.
bad thing. I don't think
I
crying is
know
a bad
crying.
thing.
I know crying is not a bad thing, but at that moment when you can't listen to someone and you started crying, it is a bad thing when you can't present your own self.
See, there might be
And
someone speaking whose words or whose loudness can be overwhelming. So at that time it happens, I think, and you must not feel bad. Like I don't think that your emotion has anything to do with strength or weakness.
I think it should because if you can't express your own self and you started busting out with tears, it's not all time good because sometimes people start dominating you because of your tears. And I felt it deep down a lot of times. That's why I can say that being emotional fool every time emotions are good because you need to cry, you need to smile, you can't be every time a single faced and but I could say that because people start dominating you. If you show your weakness to them, they'll use your weakness. So sometimes it's good to not cry, I could say.
Again, you are saying weakness. That's not weakness. Not at all.
Um, Sometimes I felt it because I had many instances like when one of my friends shouted on me and I was not wrong, yet I was crying. At that moment, I felt that I should raise my voice because I'm not wrong. And that sometime I felt because, yeah, there were many instances like that.
Okay. Anyone else?
Okay, Prerna, you mentioned that being a good leader also depends on the members. So how are you even a good leader when you are putting it on the members? the very trait of a leader is to, lead the pack, even if they are a tough pack or a tough group, and the members are themselves are rebellious, maybe. But that is when the leadership comes to the fore. So how can you say that it depends on the members?
I could take an example. Recently, I watched Big Boss, and in Big Boss, it was a rule. It is a rule that one of the members from the Big Boss house would be the captain. And if the members are not supporting the captain, it would be. It is like the show is like all are rebellions and all are against the captain. But if one of them is starting to act some showing some kind of generosity or some kind of leverage that yes we can do it for not because of the captain but because uh, they want to be a good good members, and sometimes leaders need their members to support them because it's not at all possible to be a leader without members. You
But
can't lead alone.
it is a contest, the example that you gave, and everyone is there to win. So if they start behaving by themselves, what's the point of having any leader? Ultimately, the purpose is to create chaos. So as a leader, you need to manage chaos. That's what my
That's
point
what the
is.
thing I that's what my point was, that a leader can't be leader without members. If there are no members, whom would I or whom would the leader lead?
So
So
what you
they
said,
need members.
so you mean, I mean, obviously there needs to be a member, but what I'm trying to say is it's not depends on the members. By that I meant that the behavior of the members or the behavior of the people that he's
Huh.
leading. Obviously, that is given that there must be
I
members, then
I
anyone can.
mentioned it. Okay, I mentioned it that every member has different mindset, every conflicts in their side, or I could say different energies. So there comes the conflicts, there comes the things, but the thing, Merry Christmas, Toastmaster Manvi. But the thing which comes is that how well you can lead the, how well the leader can lead the members.
Sorry, I was focused on the video actually. What were you saying?
I was saying that, I was saying, control.
I believe
I was
you
saying that
didn't like
there
that
in
video, so
where
I should play that only.
I am saying that becoming a leader is not at all, a leader can't lead without members, and a member are of different mindset, different personalities, different thoughts. So a leader should have, that courage, that patience, that he can lead them or he can understand them with full of emotional intelligence and something like that.
Toastmaster Prerna, you meant that in Big Boss there is a group captain. So in Big Boss, everyone is there to win, just like Nikhil mentioned. They will try to create chaos. They will try to be rebellious, and they will not try. They will try to not support the leader. But so, are you trying to say that you have members who are just like members in Big Boss in your club?
I'm not saying that. Not in only the club. I mentioned that I have done the roles like vice president for the student council, and for becoming the vice president of the student council amongst 600 student, I had to face many rebellious members and many members who were fighting for me for that post, or my friends left because I was that vice president. So yeah, that happens. That case arises where people get that rebellious kind of, members in their group.
Okay. You
So
also talked
I
about
got it.
being. You also talked about being standing up, raising your voice. I think at least thrice or four times you had mentioned about raising your voice wherever you feel is the right thing. Do you think, as a leader, at times even it's required to stay silent? Would you agree with that in situations? Or is it always required that we should voice it out? What's your opinion about it?
in some situations it's needed to be silent and listen to the members, but there raises the situation, it depends on the situation where you need to speak or where you need to be just silent or listen to others, because both listening and speaking is necessary. Now I'll take up the questions after the session. Till
I
then,
want to
thank
see
you.
I want to see how high you can raise your voice. I need to see how good a leader you are.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see how high you can raise your voice.
Right now, I can only say that let's end it up here and I'll answer every question after the session. Thank you.
That's the energy we needed.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Prerna, for such a beautiful question and answer session. You answered each and everyone's answer, uh, getting and without getting distracted. And let's come back to first, I would request everyone to give Prerna a thunderous round of applause. She has done a great job. Now, how did I reach at that age? You know, that which looks quite scary. And I just told you the entire story. How did I reach there? Right? Because of the fear I had. So now one question for all of you, that what do we need to do anything? Just one word answer, anyone. If what do we need to do anything? Whatever we
Courage,
courage, okay. Next,
confidence.
confidence, right?
We need to start.
We need to start. You are saying action, right? Thank you so much. All the answers are right in so many aspects. Here I would add on one thing. We need just a commitment. We need just a commitment. Once we are committed, we can learn the skill, whatever is required to do that particular thing. And one thing I just, I realized that I had lots of confidence seeing the reel and, thinking of doing the bungee jumping. But as soon as I reach at the edge, my confidence was gone. I mentioned that I had thought that I will go there and do a stunt, running, and then I'll jump. As soon as just went inside the chamber, open chamber from where anyone is supposed to jump, those two guys, one of those guys asked me, so, hi sir, what's your name? And I know something, my confidence was lowering. My, heartbeat was already at the top. And but I ensured that I, have a handshake with him firmly, and I told her my name with, very firm voice. And then he told me that, sir, so do you have any idea how to jump? I understood that he is asking me that whether I have any pre-decided thought how to jump. And I was like, no, no, whatever you will say, I will do here, and I'll do nothing else from mine. I was like that. That was because of fear. You know, I was not confident at that time that I will go and do that. If those guys would have not been there, I don't think that I would have jumped from there, right? So then they just made me to sit there, and then they briefed me how, they are going to help me to jump from that age. So here, one learning, we don't need full confidence to do anything, just a commitment. I was committed, and moreover, I had paid the amount, right? Because that also matters. So once you do the payment, like it's I don't know, but it's human psychology that no, no, I have to do, because there is chances that if money is not taken before the activity, there are so many people can back out from there, from that age. So that thing, and I realized that I jumped because my decision was quite stronger than my fear, right? I was fearful, no doubt, but it was like that. uh, two to three things at that age worked very well. That trust comes before proof. For example, suppose I jumped from there, and once I was safely at the land, then it was like, okay, this I am the proof that this the entire process is safe, right? So proof was after, and trust came before. So to do anything, to do that particular thing, I needed to trust the process. I needed to trust those guys, right? Because if I had doubted those people, if I had doubted that particular system, that procedures, then I do think that I would not have done the thing, right? So trust is the most important thing, and it can reflect in any other thing: career, relationship, self growth journey, anywhere. In relationship, first we build up the trust, then we would like to go ahead, right? In career, first we start trusting ourselves that, okay, no, if I do this particular degree, definitely I'll get a job. First we build up the trust, then after, once we do the degree, once we get the job, then we ourselves put as a proof in front of the world, and then say that yes, it's me who trusted the process and who did all the things required, and then I'm here doing my job as a proof. So these two lessons, you just need a commitment, and trust is a must thing to do anything, right? uh, Before we move forward, now let's jump to the second segment of the meeting. And for that, today's table topics master is none other than the president of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow, whom I have already introduced as a presiding officer, and who has also taken the role of grammarian, and always ready to raise his bar, taking up the roles, more than one if required, and always there to push the club towards the growth. So I would take this leverage to invite table topics master Toastmaster Nikhil once again on the platform.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Suraj. So today, as a table topic master, I would be taking up this stage. And before we start, I would like to brief all the members present here about the rules. So in the table topic contest, I would be giving you a topic on the go, and you will have to speak on the given topic for at least 1 minute, and till a max of 2 minutes 30 seconds. So as per the timings, green card would be raised. You complete first minute. Yellow card would be raised at the completion of 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card would be raised at the completion of 2 minutes. That will stay up till you complete your speech. Those are the timings, and so to start with, I would request members to volunteer. If otherwise, I will start picking up one by one. And since we have only 6 members, I can anyway. Your number is anyway is about to come, so it's better if you volunteer, I would say. Okay, so we have one volunteer, Toastmaster Manvi. Toastmaster Suraj, would it be possible for you to time her as she's the timer?
Uh, yes, I can time her. Till the time you can give her a topic.
Okay, okay, sure. Toastmaster Manvi, would it be possible for you to switch on the camera? Okay, she's all ready and set to go. Okay, so Toastmaster Manvi, topic for you is, what's the most useless talent you possess? What's the most useless talent you possess, Toastmaster Manvi?
When it comes to talent, Toastmaster Nikhil and all the guests present here, talent is something that almost everyone appreciate. But today, Toastmaster Nikhil wants me to share a useless talent. Now, what can be a useless talent? Because as I mentioned, talent is something that people appreciate. And in this situation, people won't appreciate this specific thing that I usually do. I was wondering, is it connecting with people? Is it being there 24 by 7 whenever people need it? But then all these things are positive. How are these useless, my dear friends? And that was when something striked. Something that most of the people do nowadays, but no one actually acknowledges. Overthinking. A talent that not only I, but almost every single individual have. Almost every single individual does. May it be while before going to sleep, may it be when someone scolds you, may it be over a call when you are unable to question the intention of the individual. But what we never do is a clear communication. That is exactly what I do. That is a useless talent that I possess. Overthinking. My dear friends, thinking is good, wherein it helps us grow, wherein it helps us learn, and it helps us level ourselves up. But what happens when we overthink? It usually decreases our positivity, it usually decreases our productivity, and it usually takes a lot of time that we could have utilized in one or the other situation or other thing with which we could have grown. So, Toastmaster Nikhil, one thing that I usually do is overthinking, and I believe that is the useless talent. Still, I believe it is useful at times for me. What is that one talent for you that you consider that is useless and still you have that? Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi. So I think I have a very useless talent, but I would it's more of a superpower actually. So and I think I should share this with all of you in case you don't know, which I'm pretty sure about. So if you pull if you pull and pick up hair of yours, okay, break it from its root and then try to stick that root part on your palm and then leave it, it stays there. So go on, give it a try if you want to. People call it static or whatever, but this is some talent that I have. But anyway, moving forward, next up we have Toastmaster Bharat. Okay, so Toastmaster Bharat, uh, if your alarm clock could talk, what would it say about you? If your alarm clock would talk, what would it say about you, Toastmaster Bharat? You are on mute, Toastmaster Bharat.
Alarm clock. It looks like the most annoying invention that a person has done, but also the most honest one, the most best invention that a person has done. Be it a person who is lazy, a person who is on time needs alarm clock. From a very small age person to a very elderly person, each and everyone needs alarm clock, and we all needs. But one thing that we all blame also, because she disturbs us, she disturbs our sleep, she disturbs our dreams of such a beautiful things. But in my before 2 3 years, alarm clock was not there with me. I was a person, 4 a.m. person. I used to wake up. I used to start running because I was preparing for my defense exams. God knows I used to sleep at 10 o'clock, and before the alarm clock rings, I used to wake up and just hit the ground. And when each and everyone wake up around 5 or 6 o'clock, I used to come back so that no one should know that I have been running, I'm been working hard to preparing for exams or whatnot. So I think alarm clock is the most rejected object that everyone has. But when we snooze it, it's personally offend the alarm clock. But if we does not snooze, we wake up on time, we do works on time, we realize it was right. We don't. It did not ruin our sleep, but it saved our future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat, for that take on not an easy topic, I would say. Okay, so who do we have next? Toastmaster Prerna. Okay. Uh, okay, so Toastmaster Prerna, what's one thing you Google that you are embarrassed about? What's one thing you Google that you are embarrassed about, Toastmaster Prerna?
There are things which I Google. We all use Google because Google, I could say, Google Uncle is everyone's best friend. He was my best friend too until and unless ChatGPT came into my life. But when I was in school, there was a person, I could say, mother, who taught me everything because he was my elder brother. He is my elder, so he's teaching me everything which is not at all to learn. Everything beyond my syllabus. So once there was an instance where I came to know that he's watching reel in Instagram, and I was not having my own phone. So I just took his phone and I was seeing his reels, and there was a term which I would not yet speak. It was a funny term because I not clearly remember the term what it was, but after searching it in the Google, my mother was not there to beat me. She just took my brother's phone from my hand and just started beating my brother. Sitting and enjoying. Oh my God, what's going on? Because the younger kid always enjoys elder ones. You know, when elder ones are beaten by their parents. I was enjoying it. And then the thing was to learn Hindi in 5 minutes, which I searched because my elder brother does not know how to speak Hindi, how to, read Hindi. So I was searching that for him, and my mother came into the room and she told me that she is your younger sister and she knows how to read Hindi, how to speak Hindi, and you don't know it because that is our mother language. So, yeah, he was beaten because of that. And that was the embarrassing thing at that moment. So, what was yours? I would like to know.
Uh, Let it be. Okay. Okay, so moving forward, we have any raise of hands? Toastmaster Zishan, okay. Okay, so Toastmaster Zishan, uh, if your life had a warning label, what would it say? If your life had a warning label, what would it say, Toastmaster Zishan?
If my life would have a warning label, what would it say? Oh my god, there are a lot of things that I would, try to put and just adjust in that warning label, but because I have to choose one thing, so I would say that it would be do not overthink and just go for it. That would be my label. Well, now let me tell you the story, backstory of why this has become my like motivation to do things. When I was in school, I was a very shy kid and a very introvert one also. So throughout my schooling, I never, participated in sports or anything because I was always afraid what will happen if, I miss the shot. Say if I'm playing badminton, what will happen if I miss the shot, or in the cricket if I'm not able to, throw the ball correctly or just fumble on the ground. So these thoughts just always hold me to not, pursuing my, what things I should pursue. And other than sports, I was also, afraid to speak in class, even if I know the answer. Maybe sometimes someone else spoke the answer and it was correct. and I knew the same answer, and I was about to say that, but I just tell that answer to my friend and be like, "Oh, I knew the answer, but I didn't speak it." So all these things taught me that I should never overthink and just go for it. Like, what worse it could, give the output. Maybe I would have been, wrong. That's it. Nothing, big will happen with me. So yeah, that will be the label of my life. And back to you. Thank you so much, Asma Nikhil.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Ishan. Talking about warning labels and schools at the same time, this reminds me of when I was in school, I was so skinny that my warning label would have been to keep away from strong winds. I'm still not that, I haven't gained a lot since then, but it's still in a better shape I stand now. But anyways, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishan, for that take on the topic. Next up, we have Toastmaster Akib Javed. Toastmaster Akib, okay, so
Yep.
what do we have for you? Okay, so Toastmaster Akib, if you were famous for something silly, what would it be? If you were famous for something silly, what would it be, Toastmaster Akib?
Famous for being silly. Very interesting question in itself, right? You want to be famous, not for the amazing things that you do, but the silly things. uh, Somebody was talking about feeling embarrassed about Googling, right? And if I want to be famous about silly things, I would suggest and I would recommend that people should do silly things unless and until you do those foolish, silly things, you don't learn. All the successful events have a foolish beginning, is what I feel. And what why I feel so because uh, all the tools that you have learned or uh, all the real skills that you have in your life, they have all started with foolishness. Let me tell you a small story of me learning how to ride bicycle. So we had this big Atlas cycle back then, and we have to find friends who have learned already. So there were a lot of guys who knew it, but the rule was that until and unless you get your legs scratched and blood comes out, you will not learn. That was the criteria. They were like, it will happen once or twice, so you have to learn. And then we would start pedaling half, like you're just hanging on half of the bicycle and you're trying to drive. And it looked so embarrassing, so silly. And I don't see nowadays kids trying to do that, but it started like that. And everything that I have done in my life has similar kind of situations. I started learning a new language, and then I have to search what does dad mean in that language. And after a year, when I know everything, I was like, "What silly man! I didn't know how to find dad in that language." So crazy stuff. Everything which gets successful in the end, it has starts from being silly, starts from being very foolish. And if you don't feel that foolishness in the beginning, I would suggest you check. I don't think you're learning there. So that's what I would like to be famous about. Tabletop Master Nicole.
Great, great. The way you took that topic, I'm really impressed, Toastmaster Akib. And I mean, you shared such an important, such a wise thought in a very subtle manner. So thank you so much. We have time for one more topic. Toastmaster Sankhya, Toastmaster Suraj,
Uh,
Toastmaster,
if Toastmaster Sankhya is not there, then I can go for it.
Toastmaster Sankhya. Sorry.
I am there. So
Okay.
if Suraj wants to take up the topic, I'm okay.
I'm already team mode is speaking so much things.
Okay.
I, I
All right.
I think we can make gap for one more in that case. So okay, so Toastmaster Asankhya, let me find a topic for you. Okay. Okay, so Toastmaster Asankhya. Uh, So, what moment still haunts you even though no one else remembers it? What moment still haunts you even though no one else remembers it, Toastmaster Sankhya? Uh,
Can you repeat the topic once again, Toastmaster Nikhil?
what moment still haunts you even though no one else remembers it? What moment still haunts you even though no one else remembers it, Toastmaster Sankhya?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil. Uh, the first moment that still haunts me is, I'll say, I'll talk about a couple of. One is just on a lighter note. Back when I met Toastmaster Nikhil 11 years back, uh, while we were pursuing our graduation, while we were in our graduation days and planning to pursue our chartered accountancy. And that is one day, no one, again, even I might not be able to pick that day, but I still have those vivid memories that still haunts me, that keeps me on like motivated in a good way, that I came across someone who I'm still connected with almost for a decade. More than my school college friends, I felt that that bond is something that I remember, and that again, if that is not there, that would haunt me. Coming back to something that I'll say has happened in my life journey is somewhere around 2018, back when I got to travel outside India, and we were in Hong Kong, and that is wherein I still remember the my helplessness. Like, it's only when you are there in an outside country wherein there are no one. I was running, just shopping in the market, like somewhere around 25-year-old kid, and shopping in the market, and I didn't realize what that running people might misconstrue as. And that is wherein four police officers dressed in like casuals, like just like they might pin down a criminal. They pinned me down in about less than a second. And that is wherein I felt the art of self-defense is so important. My parents do not know. I only know how I got away from that. It was just I was casually running around and they thought I am just running away from something, maybe stealing something, and that is wherein that miscommunication, they misconstrued it, and that is wherein I felt the realization that I need to work upon my self-defense, and that is one thing that still haunts me. If I'm stuck in a situation wherein there are four individuals who pin me down like that, I have nothing that I can do, and that is wherein I still want to work upon, and that I feel is a work in progress, just to make sure that I'm able to defend myself and people around me if something of that sort happens when you are in an unknown territory. That's all from my side. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sankhya. Well, that was such an embarrassing moment that he didn't even share it with me. And anyway, I can vouch that Asankhya still does not know how to defend himself against four people. So, but anyway, moving forward, he still needs to learn it. Actually, I'm training him. But anyway, moving forward, do we have Toastmaster Suraj? Would you like to take up the next topic?
Yes, if it is. I mean,
Okay, so
yes.
one last topic we have. Uh, 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 okay. So, one thing that, sorry, I forgot the topic. Let me just find it. Where was it? Where was it? Okay, so what's one thing that adults do you still do not understand? What's one thing that adults do you still do not understand, Toastmaster Suraj?
Topic quite coincides with the very first quote I mentioned in the meeting today. I'm still figuring it out because today's adults are of uh, quite varied personality because everyone is looking for his individuality. Because I'll talk here two things. There have been some traditional conditioning to everyone, mindsets, right? And now, as the time we have entered, everyone is trying to find himself or herself. And in this transition, most of the adults are figuring it out that what do he or she really want, and what does he or she do that can help him or her to do something that can make them happy. So sometimes there are so many things, like someone is doing a kind of job he or she is unsure of, right? Someone is doing or pursuing any particular degree or a skill that he or she is unsure of. And there are so many people later on they will confess that I did this, but I really didn't want to. I was doing the job, but I really didn't want to do that job, right? So the transition, when they just jumped from this particular stage to another thing, then they realize it. And then I can say, and it can be anything. The adult, the whatever things, can anything can be there, right? As an adult, I would say it can be a job, it can be a degree, it can be reading a book. That after reading a book we see that we say that why was I reading that book, right? It can be a movie, it can be getting into a relationship, it can be anything. They understand that that might not be helping at that time, but still they choose to be into that because they have been conditioned in such a way, right? So it can be anything. And depending upon the situation and depending upon the person, I think it should be handled as soon as possible. Back to table topics, master. I don't know what did I
Thank you
say.
so much, Toastmaster Suraj, and thank you to all the participants. With that, I would like to close this session and hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toast Table Topics Master. And I
Yes,
request everyone to join your hands together for
I think
conducting such
someone
an
raised a hand. Okay, yeah, okay.
engaging
Sorry.
and very beautiful session. And I think Toastmaster Manvi raised her hand. So Manvi, was there anything else you want to say?
We all spoke. How can we leave the table topic master without a topic today? So, table topic master, would you like to take up a
Say-
topic?
Uh, you are not going to let me go without that, so yes.
Good.
Okay. Toastmaster Nikhil, if your phone could talk, what complaint would it make about you? If your phone could talk, what complaint would it make about you, Toastmaster?
Okay, that would definitely be a very long list, honestly. And okay, so starting with the first thing my phone would complain about is why do you keep dropping me again and again? Do you think I am lifeless or what? You have broken my screen for number of times and you are still not even thinking of switching me. So that's the first thing. Second thing would be uh, why do you keep why do you put me on a charge and leave me like that for the whole night when it requires only 2 hours max to charge me? And by the time you wake up, I am almost about to burst out of the heat that's been generated due to getting charged for the whole night. And just those are the actually the ones that I can share. Otherwise, my phone would literally, it's still staring me like you are not telling them how you treat me, how you throw me over the bed like anything, how you do not care about me because I'm not an iPhone or a Google Pro. And uh, what else would it complain about is the type of friends that I have who call me every now and then, and the way they speak over this phone. That includes Asankhya, that includes some other friends, and the way my group calls go, which do not come to an end for hours. And so that's just, I think those are few things that it would complain about. I'm still not able to think of more, but definitely there are more. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And a great take. I thought that there could be uh, a few things too. but that would have been in my case, of course. So, kudos to you, Toastmaster Nikhil, for a good take on this topic. And now this is again, we are back to the theme. Life begins at the edge, and now it's a jump time, right? And as I promised that I'll run the video later on. So before I have two videos, just 1 minute each, right? I'll show you which one first. But before I'll show, I'll speak as well something, right? I hope now it's visible, right? Are you able to listen? Uh, was the video audible?
Not for me at least. I'm
Okay.
not sure about
No,
others.
no.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, I have just done the setting thing. Okay, so I have a very few things here. What do you think? Which moment could have been scariest for me? Now I will give you options. First, making a decision to do this particular activity. Second, going to do that, right? Third, standing at the edge. Fourth, free fall. And yeah, these four options I think are okay to think upon and answer me. I repeat the question, which moment would have been most scariest for me? First, making a decision to do the jump. Second, going for that. Third, standing at the edge. Four, free fall. Anyone can answer.
Third decision.
Third decision.
Has to be standing on that.
Anyone else? Both of you are absolutely right. And exactly same things happened with me. And the moment was like that person told me that, do you have any idea? Then I was just like, I don't have any idea. I will do whatever you will tell me to do, and the way you will guide me, I will be just doing that. And I he after brief, it was quite short. I was just standing, and I just don't know, but my inner self was not allowing me to see downwards, because inadvertently I looked downwards once for a very friction of a moment, and I just started looking towards the sky because it was quite scary. And I was also thinking that what to do. And there was one feeling inside me, always there to pull me back. Something inside me wanted me. Okay. Sorry. There was one thing inside me who was telling me that, Suraj, have a break. Suraj, have a break. And I knew that I had already seen several shorts on YouTube, right? And I had already seen, but I also needed to prove myself. But the trust was there, and the thing is that I had a fall in a very first go, but during the jump, you will see, you know, on the verge of jump, I had a little pullback from inside, and because of that, I tend to sitting there, right? But it was too late. The person had already pushed me, and I was already ready, right? So one more thing, when you go for a jump, you feel like capturing or holding the harness like this, right? But I wanted to embrace the fear, keeping both of my hands outstretched, right? And that was something which made which gave me lots of confidence, right? The smile. I know when you are facing any situation and whenever you are nervous, whenever you are dreadful, your face tells it clearly. But if you maintain a smile, right, it gives you that particular confidence to do. If your voice will shake, your body will shake, but of course we cannot control the body, but I think we can smile, and we can ensure that if we get to speak something, we speak loudly, right? And speaking loudly and having a smile helps a lot. And that's why I would say that we must learn from people who a person who said that the best always smile at the smile at adversity, right? So I would say that though it was a scariest moment, but a smile was there and that helped me a lot. So let's have a video. I mean, I'll just run this. Hope you will like it. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching it. And now I think I can say that if there is any question you want to ask, because I think if any curiosity, then you can ask. The only scariest part is a step off. Once you are detached from the platform, you get into a very blissful moment. We can say that while falling, it's quite a scariest, but falling is like the best moment. You feel, it will make you feel like uh, freedom. The fall feels like freedom, and again, the scariest moment is the step off, and uh, it would it will be like a release, right? And I would just mention that uh, that day it was not just a simple jump of a platform. Of course, I jumped out of a hesitation, doubt, and excuses. I just mentioned that. And mentioned here, one of my life coaches, he once told me that the confidence which we get doing in one activity, right? Right. The same confidence can be utilized in another aspect of our lives. So that is something, since that time, I have started looking for my own flaws and own fear. And one by one, I'm just trying to overcome it, and just trying to work upon that. That was something. And now let's go for the third segment, and after that segment I will have 58 seconds of video, the real one, where that it would be a bit more interesting, because it was music made by them, shared by them, and again this would be again shared by them, but it would be with the normal background, normal music, so there won't be any added music. So now I would request the general evaluator Bharat Agarwal to take the feedback session forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for such a very good jumping video to show us to us. So we are all ready for the evaluation, for the feedback. Are we? You know, feedback is a breakfast of champion. But this time, Toastmaster Nikhil is having evening snacks. So, to begin with the evaluation section, let's start with the speech evaluation. Toastmaster Prerna's speech evaluation. So, for the speech evaluation, we have Toastmaster Manvi. Please help me welcoming Toastmaster Manvi on a stage with a thunderous amount of applause.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat. Before I start my evaluation, I'll request someone to please time me because I even have the timer. Can someone do that?
Uh,
I
Okay.
can do.
okay, okay.
What are the timings? Please, can you let me know?
It's 3 minutes. It's 2 minutes, 2.5, and 3 minutes.
Are you ready, Toastmaster Bharat? Okay. Leadership, lessons beyond leadership. Something that as soon as I get the specific title, I was wondering whether the speaker will be sharing about the famous leaders that we usually hear in these speeches, or will she be sharing about the leaders who are there in Toastmasters? But today, this was a very different lesson that she learned during her own leadership style, wherein she used a presentation, an amazing way of depicting what you are saying. So, as soon as she started, she mentioned what exactly leadership is, how her journey in leadership started. Along with that, for her, leadership is equal to people. Most of the time, we hear leadership is about posts, leadership is about awards that are there in our almiras. But today, she shared that how, for her, leadership is all about people. The confidence she brought in along with the presentation was amazing. But as it was a level 4 speech, that too a Q&A speech, I have a few pointers and I have divided my recommendations specifically in two different parts. One will be for the speech and the second will be for the second session, that is question and answer session. So while she was delivering her speech, no doubt using a presentation is amazing tool to engage audience. But today I personally felt whatever she was speaking, all that was there in the presentation, but the presentation today served as a, what do we say, as a sticky note kind of thing, wherein she at least can remember the flow of it. Instead of the PPT, she could have engaged people. She could have engaged the audience maybe with questions in between or stories in between. Even though she had that, but the presentation felt like a little overused, or I should say underused, because the presentation neither had facts nor had pictures that can be relatable, and the presentations today I personally felt was not of that good use. Along with that, uh, the Q&A part, that was the major project of her speech. Even though questions were handled very cleverly and very tactfully, but something that I personally observed was her expressions while the questions were being asked. Even though like Toastmaster of the day even mentioned and many people mentioned, a little smile on the face brings positivity, but too much smile, or should I say a little laugh, shows that either you are not respecting the individual who's speaking, or you already know what exactly is about to come, so you are prepared for it and you are just making fun of that specific situation. This is not actually the correct way of handling the question and answers, because even though this is a Toastmasters platform, people will encourage that, but when you will go into the real life and people will ask questions, they might demean you for that specific laugh whenever they are asking questions. So please make sure, even if it is a Toastmasters platform or a real life, your expression should be in your control. no matter what the question is, no matter who the individual is, and no matter what the platform is. So, Toastmaster Prerna, the expressions were a little too much that I personally felt were a little disrespecting, or I would say a little overused. So, we could have controlled that. Along with that, I noticed when the arguer tried to argue, that was Toastmaster Suraj. Even though you were calm, the smile, the eye contact was a bit missing. And even though the answer was not clearly, what do we say, answered, but something that I personally observed was you already knew who the role takers are. You already knew what exactly the roles will be. So instead of taking that seriously, those role takers were more of a challenge instead of which you felt it is just a project and I'll complete it. Along with one thing that I observed was while I only played the music of Merry Christmas, you mentioned you wished Merry Christmas to me, but on the other hand, the song kept on playing because I didn't stop it. And aside of and instead of mentioning that you can stop it, or maybe we can hear this song after the session is over, you just mentioned Merry Christmas, kept on saying what you wanted to. Like Toastmaster Nikhil even mentioned, he was engaged in the song that was played in the background. In the same way, there are many people in the room who could have engaged in the song instead of what you were saying. So I personally felt that part of your speech was a miss, wherein people were enjoying the song instead of what you are saying. So I know this was a very critical feedback, but question and answer is all about seriousness. It is all about how you handle people and how you handle the questions. So today 15 to 20 minutes were justified wherein we learned about your leadership skills. And I know I am over time, but 15 to 20 minute speech can never be evaluated in 2 to 3 minutes. So that was all from my side. Aside of that, using a PPT was a good idea. Smile brings positivity, but a little too much can be harmful as well. And expressions should be in control. Along with that, question and answer should be handled seriously. Aside of this, confidence, the well prepared content, PPT was a good idea, again, I mentioned, and your screen presence was amazing. I wish all the very best to the speaker for the further speeches. That was all from my side, being the evaluator of the level 4 speech today. The stage is all yours to.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi, for the detailed evaluation of the Toastmaster Manvi speech. The time limit has been crossed 2 to 3 times. Almost 3 evaluations of speeches can be done in this time. So now coming to the evaluation of from the start of the meeting to the end of the meeting. But for my evaluation, I have also my tag team for the to give the reports of our counter, grammarian, and timer. So starting with the grammarian of the today's evening, Toastmaster Nikhil, can we have the reports?
Sure, Toastmaster Bharat, just a second. Okay, so starting with some good usages of words. So Toastmaster Suraj used mind flooded with thoughts, very good use of a phrase. Then he again used embrace the fear. And then Toastmaster Prerna came up with this standing up for what is right. Suraj again used trust the process. Manvi used word acknowledge. Toastmaster Sankhya used a word construe. Toastmaster Prerna had a few good usage of words that included ego clash, human tendency, emotional fool, and then Toastmaster Suraj used embrace. So these were some of the good usage of the words and phrases throughout the meeting. Uh, to give a few not so good usages, I would say someone used where I was quite scary, where however you meant to say where I was quite scared. Then again, someone referred to their colleague with it, wherein it should have been him or her. Then someone said, one speaker said, extroverts who forgets. So grammatically, it would should have been extroverts who forget. Then until and unless it starts in yourself, someone mentioned, wherein it should have been until and unless it starts from within yourself. So those were some not so good usages of words. And coming to the word of the day and phrase of the day, I could notice that the word of the day was used once only by Toastmaster Prerna. I'm not sure if I'm sorry if I missed noting it from someone else. And the phrase of the day was not used by anyone. That is my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil, for the detailed report of each and every one, be it the phrase of the day or the word of the day. So now coming to the next auxiliary role pair, we have R counter. So let's see who are the most Rohit Sharmas in the room, because Rohit Sharma use very R arms in interviews. Over to Toastmaster Jishan.
Okay, let me give my report so that we can all leverage our communication skills, starting with Toastmaster Suraj. Toastmaster Suraj used "are" more than 3 times, but more than 3 times, so more than 3 times, and more than 3 times, more than 3 times, and that many times. Toastmaster Manvi used "are" 1 time, but more than 3 times, so 3 times, and more than 3 times. Toastmaster Nikhil used "are" more than 3 times, 2 times, but more than 3 times, so more than 3 times, and more than 3 times, 2 times. Toastmaster Prerna used "a" 1 time, 2 times, but more than 3 times, so more than 3 times, and more than 3 times, 2 times. Generally, Toastmaster Bharat used "but" 2 times, so 3 times, and 2 times, 1 time. Toastmaster Asankhya used "a" more than 3 times and 3 times. And Toastmaster Aqib used "a" more than 3 times, but 2 times, so 3 times, and more than 3 times. That was my report for today's meeting. Back to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Bharat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jishan, for the detailed report of our counter. So now let's begin our general evaluator report. First, we have a sergeant at arms in the meeting. So the meeting started. My voice is clear. Something is. Okay, okay. So coming to the sergeant at arms of the meeting started 9 minutes late because there were 2, 3 roles that has been back out. So it's okay, but for the next time, we have to keep in mind that a meeting should start on time. And now coming to the presiding officer of the today's meeting, Toastmaster Nikhil. The guest introduction was done properly. You have introduced and asked guest each and everyone. One small improvement you can do that you does not talk about Toastmaster. What is Toastmaster? If one or two guests is present here, you must tell about Toastmaster and the tagline that we use in Toastmasters. That's from my side. And coming to the Toastmaster of the day, a good round of applause for Toastmaster Suraj. He has taken done a very well job. Toastmaster Suraj has started with a question which make each and everyone engaging session. The structure of the Toastmaster was explained properly, be it evaluation, be it table topics, be it speaker section. And Toastmaster Suraj, you have tell about adventure through a video, which each, which each and everyone was focused in the laptop or in the mobile phone. No one was switching the tabs or watching something. Each and everyone was focused. That's a very good take from you. and your script seems like a movie about when you have started your journey of bungee jumping, of thinking, when you have gone, and there is a break with speeches and table topics, and you showed how the bungee jumping has been made. So it was like a movie. The intro, the interval, and the ending was very beautiful. So kudos for you that a small improvement you can do that. There must be a activity. You have asked question, but a small activity which more engage audience because it's an online session. Somewhere we felt boring type. So that can be improved. Now coming to the table topic master, Toastmaster Nikhil. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Nikhil of taking two roles, and grammarian and table topic master. You have tell what table topic is, but you didn't have tell about the table topic, how it helps us each and everyone. Directly you have started about table topic session, that who will volunteer. If you could have tell what table topic section actually is about and how it will help us. A small intro was missing. That can be keep in up mind for the next meeting. And that's a very good that each and everyone participated, be it table topic master. It was the first time to see that table topic master is also participating in the meeting. And now coming to my tag team, our counter, you have started in a very positive note. You have explained the role very properly that and in the meeting, but you have tell the report or very perfectly that person has used 3, 4, 5 in that will be more better. You have tell the problem, but what is the solution? That's make audience or to make a improvement in our speeches. Now coming to grammarian of the today's evening, very well explained the role, how an English language teacher explain with examples, be it phrase of the day, be it word of the day. And you have also explained each and every good usages, be it words, be it a sentence, and how they can be improved. This was a very good thing that has been done by grammarian of the today's evening. And for the good uses of the meeting, that we have a limited number of people, but the meeting went so well. Not just from the starting till end. I was literally engaged in table topic session, be it to Toastmaster of the day role or table topic role. I was truly engaged in the meeting. But for one suggestion that in the meantime that the timing of 4 to 6 a.m. p.m. of the meeting, you can take a screenshot of group photo that we used to do in offline. We can take in middle of the time 5 p.m. of screenshot of all the members so that you can post, each and anyone can post that I am a new member and also to make it more engaging or make it more know to more of the peoples. And we have also have the winner section also, but the form should be circulated that who is the main role player winner. That should be also be done to make more interesting way. That's from my side. And last, I have the report of timer. So we have Toastmaster Manvi on the stage. Can you please present us the report, Toastmaster Manvi?
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat. Being the timer of the meeting, I tried noting down all the timings that were important. So the sergeant at arms, I hope the screen is visible. Okay. The
Yes.
sergeant at arms, Toastmaster Suraj took 7 minutes 47 seconds. Toastmaster of the day, being the presiding officer, took 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Toastmaster of the day, till now, throughout the meeting, took 25 minutes and 38 seconds. The Toastmaster of the day can go through the timings that I have divided in different parts. Journal evaluator and tag team introduction in overall took 9 minutes 48 seconds. Coming to Toastmaster Prerna being the first speaker took 20 minutes and 13 seconds. Table topic master in overall took 26 minutes and 21 seconds. Coming to the table topic speakers, I won't be stating out the timings, but all the speakers were in time. So, heartiest congratulations to all the table topic speakers for being on time today. Coming to my evaluation, Toastmaster Bharat said I took 6 minutes and 35 seconds. That was almost a speech today. So, I will try my best to be in time next time. Coming to the reports, Toastmaster Nikhil, while delivering the grammarian report, took 1 minute 53 seconds. AHA counter Toastmaster Zishan, while delivering the AHA counter report, took 1 minute and 28 seconds. And the general evaluator, Toastmaster Bharat, took 7 minutes and 54 seconds for the general evaluator report. I apologize for not noting my time, but in overall, the meeting started at 4:10 and it is 6:11 right now, so we believe we can still end the meeting in time. That was all from my side being the timer. Over to you, Journal Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi, for the crisp report of timing. And so, to conclude the evaluation section, I think today's meeting was very educational, as Toastmaster Suraj had tell about the life as how it can be different for each and everyone. And it was enjoyable also because of the Toastmasters Prerna asking question. I have to ask, but the time does not respond to us, and it has created an impact on me that how can we do 6 7 members can also do a meeting in a very impactful way, be it online or offline. So thank you each and everyone. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat, for conducting such a beautiful evaluation segment. Kudos to you. And I'll request everyone to give him a round of applause for that. And moving forward, I'll not take much of the time. And before I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Nikhil, the today's presiding officer, I'll just add a few things that, life will bring each of us to an edge. And I think most of us must have been on an edge for a new role, even in Toastmaster, new speech decision, a dream, or any degree, like whatever in college life. But we just have to remember that getting into that thing, that might be scary. Just remember that school day, first time we went into the school, and we were like, why I have just come here, right? But the growth which we get it, that is worth it, right? So the next time, if life puts you on the edge, don't wait for fear to disappear, because it will never disappear. It will never disappear. Just jump it and claim the growth. And uh, if time will allow, then I have one more 58 seconds video. I will run it if the time allows. For the timing, I'll hand over the stage to presiding officer, as the I think voting has already started. Toastmaster Nikhil, back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj, for conducting such an insightful, such a motivating session. And it's been a pleasure to be a part of this session. Just the way you took us through that journey of whatever minutes it was, but it was you made it feel like a journey from start to end. You explained everything in such with such covering such minute details that we could actually live the moment that you lived. So thank you so much for taking us through that little phase that you recently the little experience that you recently had. And kind of motivated me to try it myself. Uh, but I think, I mean, I always wanted to actually, but never could really gather enough courage to do that. But okay, I'll try someday maybe. But thank you so much once again for taking us through that experience, and I'm sure everyone, each one of us, enjoyed it the way I did. So I hope everyone has voted for the polls have already been launched, and I hope everyone has casted their votes. At the same time, I would like to take this moment to thank the other role players as well, starting with our general evaluator, Toastmaster Bharat. Thank you so much for being a part of this meeting and taking up such an important role and executing it to such a level. Toastmaster Prerna, once again, thank you so much for being present in our meeting and taking up the role of a speaker, just like the number of times you have already taken in past. And it's always great to have you here and listen to your speeches. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dishan, for having you here for the very first time and took such important roles and participated so actively, helped us executing this meeting in such a manner. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Akib, thank you so much. Another Toastmaster who always happens to show in our meetings and help us executing the meetings in a participate in such a capacity that our meetings become more interesting. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akib. Toastmaster Sankhya, Toastmaster Manvi, thank you so much for being here. And obviously, Toastmaster Manvi, uh, she I mean, obviously we play multiple roles, but Toastmaster Manvi today is wearing probably number of hats. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi, for helping us conduct this meeting and being here participating so actively. Thank you to Toastmaster Sanket, to you as well for being here and participating. I hope the polls have been conducted and we have the results. Toastmaster Manvi.
Yes,
Toastmaster Manvi.
Toastmaster. Yes,
Okay.
Toastmaster Nikhil. We
Yes.
do have the results ready, and today this is something that is happening for the very first time. So I'll be sharing the results with you. Just give me a second.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll just I would like to reach out to the Toastmaster present here from clubs other than Toastmasters Club of Lucknow to please share your feedback and what kind of experience you had today. Starting with Toastmasters Ishan.
Well, it was a very, positive environment. One thing that I always love about Toastmaster Club is the positivity of all the members. Like, I'm meeting all of you guys for the first time, but it already feels like a family and as if I know all of you guys from a very long time. So that's one thing that I love about all the Toastmasters meeting, whether it be my meeting in Prayagraj in the UGY club or where it be in this meeting of the Lucknow club. So this is one thing that I love, and other than that, I don't think I have a feedback for it because already it's like perfection for me. So this is really amazing, and I love to be a member of Toastmaster Club, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Ishan. And very rightly, you put it, the very essence of Toastmasters is to provide that friendly environment, that family-like environment that everyone feels comfortable. Thank you so much for highlighting that. And we are glad that, we could provide you that environment. Toastmaster Bharat, request you to please share your experience, any feedback that you would like to share with us.
Feedback I have shared with the general evaluator report, but I want to know that this is the club of Lucknow. The one club is that in which Toastmaster Khushbu is going the offline club. One club is Hindi, and this is one more club we have in Lucknow.
So we have three clubs based out of Lucknow. One is the Hindi club, that is our Toastmasters club, and then we have an offline club led by Toastmaster Khushbu. That is an offline club, and we are the online club that is Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. The offline one is Lucknow Toastmasters Club, and we are Toastmasters Club of Lucknow.
Okay. I think I was thinking that in the morning we have offline, and in the evening we have online. Same.
No,
Okay,
no,
okay.
we actually we do want to provide members some time with their family as well, so we cannot do that, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat. Toastmaster Prerna, once again, how was your experience today?
It was nice. I enjoyed the meeting.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Can we have a group
Toastmaster,
photo also that each and
yes, yes.
everyone can open the camera and a group photo?
Yeah, we definitely will. Toastmaster Akib just wanted to come to you if you could share your experience. Although you joined a bit late, but are you there, Toastmaster Akib? Are you there? Okay, looks like he is not there. So, okay, yes,
A
Toastmaster
moment.
Akib.
Just a moment. And baby doesn't allow
Sure,
me
sure.
to uh, get on with the mobile. Thank you so much, all of you, for this. I think it's been long time that I've joined any meeting, so uh, felt really nice coming back in TMCL and getting an opportunity to attempt an table topic has been awesome. I'm missing JK, by the way, and a lot of old friends here. I could see Suraj, but yeah, a lot of old friends are missing. So wish
Yes,
we
yes.
all can get together once and enjoy. But as per learning, I think I have started using a lot of R's and ums, and I need to get back to Toastmasters meeting now. So,
Definitely, definitely. Well, I could say that you are always welcome here. So whenever you have some time on Sunday evening, please, we love to have you here the way you participate. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akib. Just like Toastmaster Bharat said, if we could switch on the cameras once so that we can have a group photo. Toastmaster Sankhya, Manvi, Toastmaster Akib, maybe Toastmaster Suraj, is it possible for you to take a snapshot, please? Okay, okay, okay. Yes, please let me know, Toastmaster Suraj, once it's done.
I'll just request everyone to say cheese. Okay, thank you everyone.
Okay, one last thing. So Toastmaster Suraj is yet to show us the video. So over to you, Toastmaster Suraj. If you could quickly share that in the video screen and let us have a look at the video.
Okay, I have one more video of the jump that is just without any added background music. That will show the reality, because with background music there is so much of. Is it visible? So that was all. Adrenaline rush, I would say. And in the end moment, the way, you might have seen that giving, that flying kiss. That was by heart, because when you have a blissful moment, that time you feel so happy. And those four sentences I do repeat every time whenever I claim something big. Like whenever, yes, I said four sentences. I'm amazing, I'm powerful, I'm unstoppable, and I'm a superhuman. Here, superhumans doesn't mean that flying and something like. Superhumans means by the from mindset, right? One of my coach has taught me that. So whenever you win over your flaws and your fear, we should claim it with a few positive sentences because that directly goes to our subconscious minds and that helps us to grow. So that was all from my end. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the video.
That was amazing, Toastmaster Suraj. And as I said, it felt like we are there witnessing it with our own eyes. So thank you so much for sharing the whole experience and in such detailed manner. I hope so. We have the certificates ready, Toastmaster Manvi. Do we? Okay. Okay. So I have got to know from Toastmaster Manvi that we have, uh, you know, uh, made a record today, so that will be getting revealed by us. So actually, we have ties coming up. So okay, so the award for the best table topic speaker goes to, what's the tie, Toastmaster Manvi? Please reveal it. Toastmaster Bharat. Guest Toastmaster Bharat. Okay, so congratulations, Toastmaster Bharat. Okay, so we actually have a tie, and Toastmaster Manvi have created separate certificates for each of them. Starting with Toastmaster Bharat, next up we have Toastmaster Zishan, and we have Toastmaster Sankhya as well. So we have not a tie between two people, but three people. So congratulations to all of you. And if you could please switch on the cameras, we can take a quick snapshot. How do we do it? Is there any, I mean, can we take it like three people at the same time, or I don't know. Any suggestions? How should we do it? Or should we one by one? Toastmaster Manvi? That's you put it very rightly, Toastmaster Akim. Should we call it a tie or a try? No, I'm it with the certificates actually. Uh,
I believe now we can have all three on screen and with all three names in the one certificate only. So can we go ahead with it?
okay, so Toastmaster Sankhya, Toastmaster Bharat, Toastmaster Ishan, please quickly switch on the cameras if not already switched on. Okay, can you take a snapshot, Toastmaster Manvi?
I'll request Toastmaster Suraj to do that because
Okay,
I have
wait,
presented my
wait,
screen.
wait. Okay, okay. Now it should be. First, can you please do it?
Okay, done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. Next up, we have the award for best Eagle Eye role player. That is the best auxiliary role player, and we have our counter Toastmaster Zishan. Then, do we have a
We
tie
only
here as
have
well?
one best. No, no, no. We only have one
Okay.
best auxiliary role player.
Okay, so can we have Toastmaster Zishan on camera once again?
Done.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. Next up, we have the best Lionheart role player. That is the best role player of the meeting, and it goes to Toastmaster Nikhil. Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi.
Done.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi. And do we have anyone who want to share something, or before that I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Suraj for closing this meeting? Okay, so thanks so much once again to all the members present here and helping us conduct this meeting in such an effective manner. And with that, I would like to hand over the stage to our Sergeant at Arms, to Toastmaster Suraj.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Nikhil, for presiding the whole meeting. And once again, a big thanks to each and everyone here. And now I adjourn the meeting officially. Thank you so much.